Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Kestrel webinar for Dress Rehearsal 2. It's now 2 minutes past, and I think the numbers have stabilised around about. So I think before getting to sort of opening the floor up to any questions, just saying that we're still on track to have the final day for Dress Rehearsal 2 this Friday, where the scope of the work is primarily focusing in on SIT participants, and in particular the SIT suppliers, who will see that they're able to see the synthetic schedules and a committed baseline plan. Unfortunately, we've not been able to open it up and have those features available to non-SIT suppliers. They can still see some of the data that was available to them in as part of Dress Rehearsal 1, but unfortunately we've not been able to create and extend that synthetic data to that group. So unfortunately we weren't able to do that. We are expecting the central parties, co-bodies and the LDSOs to confirm that they're able to see their reports, because they are also in scope for this dress rehearsal. I was just going to open up the floor to any questions. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alf. You all right?
I'm good, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for confirming that. For non-SIT then, because those extra reports aren't available, presumably you can see who's been accessing and obviously uploading reports anyway. So is there still a requirement to fill out the test script to say that essentially we can access it if you can already see that we've been uploading stuff within Kestrel or not?
So as a non-SIT supplier, I think the original test scripts did go out with including some of those reports that you may not have access to.
Yeah.
So in fact, you could just fill that as not applicable.
Okay, but we still need to. But we still need to fill it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the most. It's best to attest to the fact.
Okay.
I would appreciate that if you can do that. Thanks, yep. Alex.
I promise I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the original intention was that we would extend it. That was our stretch goal, but unfortunately, I think I've calculated it out. We had to generate about 5 million rows of data just for the SIT suppliers. So I just wanted to limit the demand on the system to focus on, where we are at the moment, just focus on the SIT. Hi, Patricia.
Hi, so just to clarify, so that means in the test scripts that test 6 and test 7, which is in relation to the RP04 and the RP05, those ones we're saying are not applicable. Is that correct?
For non-SIT suppliers, yeah.
Yes, for non-SIT suppliers. Great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, is that Phil?
Thanks for your hard work on this, Alf. Trish asked my question, so thank you.
Okay, all good. Thank you, sir. And Manish?
Well, yeah, just a quick one from me. So in terms of supplier testing, as we SIT, so we can do everything on the test scripts that was sent up for Dress Rehearsal 2 bar it is RPO3 and RPO8, because they're not going to be available. So other than that, that's all the testing we need to do. So from that point on, if we've done all that testing, we could send back the test scripts to yourself, or do we need to wait for Friday for this synthetic data?
The synthetic data for the SIT suppliers is there. So yes, you can submit now.
Okay, perfect. I think that was everything from me. Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Alf. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I did have one more thing. Sorry. When you said that these on the previous email, the schema is going to be available for the reports that are missing, should be published on a collaboration base. Is that going to be on there this week, or is that already on there for us to see?
It is. If I can ask, I think Rowan and Joe, they've got the links. They'll post them in the chat just now for those who may
Okay.
have missed the email. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll share that with you right now.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, all the current live schemas are up on the collaboration base. But Minesh, let me just double check there. Are you referring to the unused capacity and LDSO burn down, which we said were going to be descoped and schemas uploaded? Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, and I think that went out in the it's going out in the clock as well tomorrow, but the target for those will be the 19th, so not next week.
Okay,
Right.
so they'll be available on the 19th, yeah?
Yeah, that's the target, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So nothing to do at the minute. Perfect. Appreciate that, Joe.
No worries at all.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot going on to try and make sure we've got all the information as easily accessible via Kestrel as possible, to simplify. Once we do get into fully operational mode, there's as much automation as possible. Are there any other questions? Do we have any code bodies? Because they've been able to access the system. Hi, Neil.
I have the descoped reports. Minesh covered the schema availability. Are you also going to be issuing sample reports?
So yes, I think I'm actually been developing the reports today. So for those ones, for the burn down, so one of the challenges is obviously for the burn down is how do we best derive that data directly from EES or cumulatively view the dip data. So I think I've got a confirmation of that we can get the EES data. So every month I'm looking, hopefully we should be able to get a refresh of that burn down. So short answer is yes. And I was literally writing it this morning. Thanks, Neil. Can't see if there's any more questions in the room or any hands up. Is there anything on the chat at all?
I've got a sort of Kestrel-ish, but not Kestrel question.
As soon as it's you now, I'll allow it.
It's too kind. Are you doing any road testing for what it would, any mock-ups for what it would look like when the supplier requests ad hoc capacity? Is it worth you simulating that? Because I think as migration is going to take several months for large suppliers, I think at some point somebody's going to fall behind. In fact, I think most people will fall behind and need to catch up. In those situations, suppliers will be requesting ad hoc capacity so they can get their 90% in the 132 days.
Understood.
Do you need
So,
to do some sort
100%.
of simulation for that to make sure? Because what you don't want is trialing it for the first time when it really matters to a supplier to catch up.
Yeah. So yeah, 100% agree. We need to de-risk that element. And to that end, we're focusing on the SIT suppliers to undertake that exercise via, if you will, a direct data exchange, not via Kestrel. So
Okay.
we have the templates. We'll share that with those SIT suppliers at some point when we get into sort of a early life proving cycle. So we're just formulating a plan to how we structure that activity.
Yeah, it'd be good if you could share any material you can, because I think at some point most suppliers will have to use that option.
Yeah, and as in this, I think yes, the focus is the SIT suppliers and the SIT suppliers who are, if you will, on the pitch day one. So that's where we'll focus our efforts to make sure that they have the flexibility day one. and then we'll seek to once we've got then that refined view, it shouldn't take too long. I think within definitely within the first month in October, we should be able to definitely have a more concrete position about how we're going to do that. And our ambition is to have that as a automated data exchange, but with the fallback or to defend the position of having that via email. But what we have to see is just understanding the complexity of doing that.
Okay, thank you.
And also, the part of the problem is we don't know the demand, so we could build something, and that could be quite sophisticated because additional validation is required, but no one may ever use it. So that's one of the challenges I'm wrestling with at the moment.
I think when it gets into this full swing of migration, I'm pretty sure that most of us will have to use it at some point to catch up due to some mistakes. So it would just be good to have it road tested.
Yeah. So I think I am pushing for it to be an automated process, but I think we start off with the manual process to start with. Thanks, Neil. Were there any questions on the chat at all? Can't see that at the moment. Joe, you got any other updates in terms of the plan going forward? Or I think we kind of pretty much shared the key messages already. I've not missed anything, have I?
No, I guess it might just be worth using this opportunity to say that hopefully you should have all seen today some invites go out for 2 weeks' time where we're going to be doing a webinar with all participants are welcome to walk through how we're going to be managing Sprint Zero. And I think also to that point as well, that Neil raised around unused capacity, sort of going through how different requests are going to be managed by MCC. And really giving that view of what the day in the life and week in the life of active migration is going to look like. So hopefully everyone on this distribution list has received that invite. If anyone hasn't, obviously please reach out to either the migration or PPC team, and also feel free to forward that on to anyone else that you would like in attendance at the webinar.
Thanks, Joe. I think one of the things we're looking at internally is we are also internally we're testing the MCC operations and the processes. So that's going well. Also, the other things that we've identified, there are some areas that we can optimize. I think at the moment everybody has 2 mailboxes that they use: the Kestrel mailbox for anything directly related to the platform, but also user requests, and then the migration mailbox for sort of broader migration or even overlapping sort of dedicated migration questions and migration design questions where you're not quite sure where to pitch it. And what we're seeking to do is try to introduce a much clearer, streamlined process, I think, and we'll hopefully be able to share an update at MWG about how we are looking to streamline that.
Just to the comment in the chat, Minesh, if we can return test scripts to the migration inbox, that's where we'll be collating and reviewing the test scripts.
It's a good point. So just checking, maybe we've mostly got suppliers. Have we got LDSOs on the call? Any feedback from the LDSO community? Okay. Central parties, DCC, Redco, BSC Co. Any issues accessing? I think by the sounds of things, everything's going so well. And I suppose the only thing that's remaining, I think we did call this out last time, but I don't wish to go into too much detail, as obviously that we will be opening it up to agents at some point. So we're just commissioning the agent features at the moment, just going through that, and I think we're on track for that probably in a couple of weeks' time to have sort of the first pass of some of those features being available. What we would seek to do is make available some of the national aggregate schedules first, and then fast follow with the actual out-turn reports, so on. I think the priority for agents is getting that nationalised demand view. There's no agents on the call today. Okay, so we're at 18 minutes past. I'm going to have one more option for anybody who's got any questions that may come to mind before I seek to close the call. All remains for me to say is thank you, everyone, for your continued efforts and participation in Dress Rehearsal 2. It's much appreciated, and it's really contributing towards the success of setting up the Migration Control Centre, as well as making sure that Kestrel is a valuable and useful platform that can lead us towards a overall put us in the best position to get through migration and any challenges that may surface. As always, if you've got any ideas or thoughts or areas for improvement, please obviously communicate that to us via either the Kestrel or the migration mailbox. So thanks everyone, and have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Alf.
Thanks everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.
Cheers, bye.
Thanks.